Hey, 49ers faithful. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates on our beloved San Francisco 49ers. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any breaking news or exciting updates about the Niners. Patrick Willis, the legendary linebacker who defined toughness and leadership during his years with the San Francisco 49ers, has set the entire NFL community on fire with a single unexpected statement about the team's future. Fans woke up to a wave of speculation after Willis hinted that the 49ers are not just contenders, but maybe standing on the very edge of a championship breakthrough. For a man who rarely steps into the spotlight with bold declarations, his words carried enormous weight, especially for a franchise that has long craved the glory of hoisting another Lombardi trophy. Social media immediately erupted as former teammates, journalists, and passionate supporters dissected every syllable of his comments, interpreting them as a sign of belief, of destiny, and perhaps even of prophecy. What made the moment so powerful was not simply that Patrick Willis had spoken, but the conviction with which he delivered his thoughts. For those who remember his fearless tackles and commanding presence on the field, hearing him express such confidence about the current squad felt almost like a bridge between past greatness and a potentially triumphant future, igniting a wave of excitement unlike anything seen this season. The buzz surrounding Willis's statement isn't just about nostalgia or respect for a retired star. It's about credibility. This is a man who played alongside legends, who saw firsthand what it takes to push a team deep into the postseason. When someone of his stature says that the current San Francisco roster has a great chance to capture the title, people listen closely. Analysts have rushed to television studios, podcasts, and online platforms to discuss the implications, weighing the strength of the team's defense, the explosiveness of the offense, and the leadership at quarterback. The narrative instantly shifted. Suddenly, the 49ers weren't just another talented team in a crowded NFC race. They became a headline story, a squad that might be carrying the blessing of one of their greatest defensive warriors. And while some argue that championships are never guaranteed, that injuries and matchups will always shape outcomes, others point to Willis's unshakable confidence as fuel for the faithful. It's a sentiment that makes believers out of skeptics. Part of the reason Willis's declaration resonates so deeply is the context of this season. The 49ers have shown flashes of dominance, moments where their roster looks like it was built in a laboratory to win it all. From their suffocating defensive front to their dynamic playmakers on offense, the ingredients are there. But NFL history is filled with stories of teams that looked unbeatable on paper only to stumble in the harsh reality of playoff football. That's why a voice like Willis's matters. He isn't just looking at statistics or highlight reels. He's tapping into a cultural heartbeat, a sense of timing, and a recognition of how rare it is for everything to align. He has lived through the heartbreak of coming close but falling short, and that perspective gives his optimism an almost mystical quality. Fans feel like he is handing them permission to dream, to believe that this might be the year when all the suffering, all the near misses, finally transform into confetti raining down on the field in February. For the players themselves, hearing a franchise legend publicly back their chances can create a powerful psychological boost. Locker rooms are filled with confidence, yes, but also with doubt, fear of failure, and the constant noise of critics. When someone like Patrick Willis steps into the conversation, it can silence the negativity and add another layer of belief. Younger players who grew up idolizing him might now feel an extra surge of responsibility, a desire to validate his faith in them. Veterans could interpret it as an endorsement of their leadership, proof that the standard they are upholding is being recognized by those who built the foundation. The 49ers coaching staff, too, might see his words as validation of their schemes and their vision. In sports, momentum is not just physical but emotional, and Willis may have just provided the spark that keeps the fire burning when challenges inevitably arise during the long march toward the postseason. Of course, some skeptics caution against putting too much stock into a single comment, no matter how inspiring. The NFL is unforgiving, and even the most talented rosters can collapse under pressure. Injuries can derail plans overnight. Rival teams can surge at the right time, and a single bad game can erase months of dominance. Yet, what makes Willis's statement so compelling is the aura surrounding it. He is not known for reckless talk or empty hype. His words are measured, his reputation built on substance, not showmanship. When he says something, it cuts through the noise. It feels less like a prediction and more like an observation from someone who sees beyond surface-level trends. And that is why, even if his comment doesn't guarantee victory, it feels like a blessing, like a nod from history itself that this team might finally be destined for greatness after years of heartbreak. The timing of Willis's declaration also plays into its impact. Coming during a stretch of the season where every game matters more, where the margin for error shrinks, and where belief can carry teams further than raw talent alone, his words land with maximum effect. Fans who might have been cautiously optimistic are now boldly proclaiming their faith. Pundits are reshuffling their playoff predictions. Opposing teams, too, have taken notice because when a legend backs his former team so emphatically, it changes the psychological landscape of competition. Suddenly, playing the 49ers isn't just about facing a tough roster. It's about taking on a team carrying the weight of destiny and the confidence of one of their most iconic leaders. That kind of aura can't be measured in stats or analytics, but it can influence games in subtle ways. And so, as the NFL season barrels toward its climax, Patrick Willis's voice echoes louder than perhaps even he expected, turning whispers of potential into roars of possibility. The rumor has now evolved into something bigger than a passing comment. It has become a movement, a rallying cry, and a source of endless debate. Every sports show, every talk radio segment, every social media thread seems to circle back to Willis's words. What did he mean exactly? Was he basing his statement on private conversations with players, or was it simply an observation from afar? Did he intend to ignite this kind of firestorm, or was it an uncalculated moment of honesty? These questions have only added layers to the story, feeding speculation that perhaps he knows more than he is letting on. Some fans are convinced that he has insider knowledge about the locker room, about the team's chemistry, or about the confidence of the coaching staff. Others think it was just a spontaneous burst of faith from a proud alumnus. Either way, the effect is undeniable. Patrick Willis has shifted the narrative of an entire season with just a few carefully chosen words. One of the most fascinating aspects of this whole saga is the way current players have reacted. While none have directly addressed Willis's statement, subtle hints on social media suggest they have noticed. A few cryptic tweets, a couple of Instagram stories featuring old highlights of Willis in his prime, even sideline celebrations that seemed a little extra fired up in the last game. All of it feeds into the idea that his presence still looms large within the organization. Younger players, who may have grown up watching him dominate Sundays, now find themselves carrying the weight of his expectations. Veterans, who remember sharing the field with him or facing his ferocity as an opponent, might feel both inspired and challenged to live up to his standard. In this way, Willis's voice doesn't just stir fans. It reverberates inside the team, becoming part of their weekly motivation, a reminder that greatness recognizes greatness. As the chatter grows, the 49ers' opponents are starting to feel the ripple effect. Facing San Francisco has always been daunting, but now there's a psychological edge added to the equation. When a respected legend calls his former team destined for glory, opponents are forced to prepare not only for the roster's raw talent, but also for the invisible force of belief that surrounds them. Coaches on rival teams may dismiss it publicly, but behind closed doors, they know that confidence can make good teams dangerous and great teams nearly unstoppable. Every mistake against the 49ers now feels magnified, every misstep punished, because the aura of destiny hangs over the field. Whether this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy or just another storyline in the unpredictable theater of the NFL remains to be seen, but the mental edge is already tilted in San Francisco's favor. The media circus has only amplified the phenomenon. Every press conference is filled with questions about Willis. Every headline stretches the meaning of his comment, and every fan base in the league, is watching closely. Some envy the belief radiating in San Francisco, while others mock it as overhype. But what cannot be denied is the way his statement has brought a sense of unity to the 49ers faithful. Suddenly, fans are speaking with one voice, chanting the same message, filling stadiums with energy that feels contagious. Rivalries grow sharper, conversations grow louder, and every game feels like it carries more weight than before. It's the perfect storm for a team that thrives on passion, and Willis has become the unlikely catalyst. Instead of fading into retirement quietly, he has reinserted himself into the conversation as if he never left, his words becoming fuel for a fan base starved for ultimate victory. What happens next will determine whether Willis's declaration becomes legendary or forgotten. If the 49ers capitalize on this wave of momentum, storm through the playoffs, and capture the title, his words will be remembered as prophetic, etched into franchise lore forever. He will be seen as the voice that announced destiny before it unfolded, a man who saw the future and spoke it into existence. But if the team falls short, critics will circle back to this moment, pointing to it as an example of premature hype, of raising expectations too high too soon. That's the beauty and the danger of bold statements in sports. They create a narrative that either becomes a triumphal anthem or a haunting reminder of what could have been. For now, though, the story remains unwritten and the excitement is undeniable. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Ultimately, what Patrick Willis has done is more than just spark a rumor or stir up debate. He has reminded everyone of the power of belief, of the emotional side of football that goes beyond numbers and tactics. He has reconnected the present to the past, linking today's team with the legacy of warriors who came before. And he has given the 49ers community something priceless: hope wrapped in conviction, belief wrapped in credibility. Whether or not his words prove true, their impact is already being felt, shaping the mindset of players, fans, and even opponents. In a league where momentum can swing on a single play, sometimes belief is the most dangerous weapon of all. And right now, thanks to Patrick Willis, the San Francisco 49ers are armed with enough belief to make the rest of the NFL very nervous indeed. The wildest part of this entire situation is how much it feels like a movie script waiting to play out in real life. Think about it. Patrick Willis, the warrior who gave his heart and soul to the 49ers, steps out of the shadows years after retirement and suddenly declares that this team has what it takes to win it all. It's almost poetic, as if his voice has returned at precisely the right moment, echoing across the league like a warning shot. Rival fans are laughing it off, saying it's nothing more than wishful thinking from a former star who can't let go of his glory days. But deep down, they're nervous, because when a player of his stature speaks, you can't just brush it aside. The NFL thrives on storylines, on drama, on larger-than-life arcs. And right now, the 49ers' journey feels like destiny knocking at the door. If they succeed, this will be remembered as the prophecy that lit the fire. If they fail, well, it will haunt them forever. Either way, the stage is set for something unforgettable, and Willis has given the league a reason to tune in every single week. And here's the kicker. This might not even be the end of it. Rumors are swirling that Patrick Willis could make more appearances throughout the season, either in interviews, at practices, or maybe even on the sidelines during crucial games. Imagine the energy of seeing him standing there, watching over the defense, serving as both a symbol and a motivator. The cameras would eat it up, the fans would lose their minds, and the players would feel like they're carrying history with them every snap. The NFL has always been about more than just X's and O's. It's about aura, about who commands respect before the first whistle even blows. Right now, Willis has injected a sense of inevitability into the 49ers story, like a legend stepping back into the spotlight just long enough to push the narrative forward. And if that aura carries them all the way to the Super Bowl, we won't just be talking about a great team winning a championship. We'll be talking about a prophecy fulfilled, about destiny stamped in gold, and about a legend who knew it all along. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.